right, welcome back to Meet the Coach. I'm Pat Curran, again, one of the co-founders here at our coaching network. Today, we've got Keith Otis. He's the O-line coach at Trinity International University. I don't know why that was so hard to say, but as it was rolling out my tongue, there's a lot of things there. Anyway, Keith, I appreciate you joining me. Talk to us first about how your coaching journey. How did you get to where you are right now?
Absolutely. So for me, I had been volunteer coaching for a while. To take a step back, I played at Northern Illinois University. I started at right tackle for the 2010 to 2011 seasons at Northern Illinois University. We won the MAC championship, so that's what the ring is for. Won the MAC championship in 2011.
See, I'm a Bowling Green guy. We didn't win a
Oh
MAC.
no!
But
No! Hey, you didn't play with Stephen Dunlap, did you?
No.
Are you older than him?
Yeah, I don't know who that is actually.
Okay. Okay.
I played 02, 03, 04. I actually left as a sophomore, but I was there as 02 played. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah,
sure
we didn't go into college until 2007. So
yeah,
a couple years after you. All right. But yeah, that's my cousin. He played at Bowling Green from 2007 to 2011 as well. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So played at Northern Illinois University. Went there from the Chicago Public Schools, played at Hubbard High School. So from the time I left college, after going through pro day and a couple of tryouts and things of that nature, I just did some volunteer coaching here and there, helped out different guys that I knew around the CPS with offensive line play, things of that nature. Helped with some out of season coaching and clinics, things of that nature as well. And then in 2017, I started helping at TF North High School, so out in Calumet City, a suburb of Chicago, and was helping with offensive line there. And this opportunity came up late this summer. So apparently, something happened with the previous offensive line coach. Got another opportunity, decided to capitalize on it and take that. And they actually reached out to the same gym I trained for my pro day, EFT Sports Performance in Highland Park. And, our campus is right here in Deerfield, so 10 minutes away. And reached out, had a great conversation with the head coach, met with him and the defensive coordinator in person, and toured the campus, all those types of things. And they kind of liked my philosophy. They were coming from a run and shoot offense and wanted to kind of transition a little more to the RPO game. And so they understood that they needed to run the ball, be a little more effective running the ball versus run and shoot, where running the ball is kind of optional. You got those wide splits, and running is more like window dressing versus a bread and butter situation. So really got a chance to go in the lab and start to really be a teacher. Part of my journey through my career, I've worked in corporate as a recruiter and worked at a high school as a dean and did a little coaching in the high school ranks here in the city, here in Chicago. And so really got to go in and really teach the nitty gritty of zone schemes and combination blocks and G schemes and things of that nature. Really kind of getting a tough, hard nosed mentality in our room here at Trinity. And I think the proof is in the pudding. We had a lot of injuries in our wide receiver room, and so that really kind of left us to the point where we had to run the ball these last 2-3 weeks, and we've averaged, close to 100 yards a game. This last game we rushed for like 150 yards, which would have been unheard of, for this year. So definitely proud of my guys. Got a lot of young pups. We have 2 fifth-year seniors, three, but one is injured for the year, and so a lot of sophomores, a lot of freshmen that are playing big minutes for us, and we're still being effective running the ball. So
sure. Did you know you wanted to get into coaching? Like, was that a thought in the back of your head after playing?
I knew I wanted to be around the game. more than anything, I wanted to be around the game. I knew that it was a safe space for me. It was something that came easy to me, something that I always enjoyed and naturally had a passion for. But in the high school ranks, I never really found that spark to where I wanted to just dive all the way in. And so when the opportunity to uh, become a college offensive line coach came about at the NAIA level, it was kind of the perfect storm, right? They had a need unexpectedly, and I was able to fill that need. So,
Yeah.
it was pretty awesome.
Sure. What now? Obviously, you've not. Were you a coordinator at the high school level or no? Are you
No,
coaching?
no, I was just coaching offensive line.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So like philosophy wise, you've been around a bunch of different offenses, at least, well, run and
Mhm.
shoot. There probably was some crossover there. And then was you doing the RPO stuff? And I don't know, have no idea what you guys did in high school, but if you were an O coordinator, what would your kind of mentality be around the offensive side of the ball?
From a mentality standpoint, run the ball, stop the run, right? I a lot of my development in college came under Jerry Kill, who is the head coach at New Mexico State currently,
Yeah.
and he's big on you have to be able to run the ball, you have to be able to control the clock when you need to, and then get explosive plays off of the run game. So for me, a lot of G scheme, a lot of wide inside zone, outside wide zone, little pin and pull, things of that nature would be my philosophy, and kind of how we've kind of steered our offense due to necessity currently. So yeah, no, I'm excited for the weeks to come to see how that all plays out.
Sure. If you could go back to, you said you graduated in 2010.
Well, yeah,
You won the
I
championship in 2010.
redshirted, so right. So my fifth
Okay.
year was in 2011. So yes, sir.
Okay. If you could go back to 2011 and tell that dude you're going to be coaching college ball today, what would you have told him to be different around? What would you have talked to him about?
I think if I could go back, I would tell him to get your experiences in corporate, get your experience, like kind of get that out of your system, but be more open to the idea and possibilities around coaching sooner. I think I probably stayed in corporate maybe 3 to 4 years, a little longer than I should have. I probably should have dove into the coaching and probably taken the opportunity maybe um, right around or I guess after COVID hit, but like probably 2018, 2019, I probably should have started to make that transition. But God works in His own time and in His own way. So the experiences, the connections, the knowledge that I've gained from those experiences, I wouldn't take that back for the world for sure.
Who would you say is like the best coach you've been around? And what
Oh,
have and you
hands
can't use
down.
anybody. Okay, you're gonna say somebody else. Like I say, you cannot use a current coach. I take that off the staff because everyone feels like they got to, but you're good. So not somebody
So nobody I'm with currently, right? Oh, no
correct.
problem. So
Yes.
um, definitely Matt Linegover, who's the offensive line coach at Arkansas State.
Yeah.
Um, just a brilliant technician and teacher. Like, he truly was a teacher of football. Uh, I'm sure most of the things he taught us way back between 2008 to 2010. I'm sure the same lessons he's teaching currently. Um, he eats, sleeps, and breathes offensive line play, and he's just great at it. And I think Rod Carey, who eventually became NIU's head coach, was my offensive line coach my senior year in 2011 when we won the MAC championship. And he was really brilliant at teaching the big picture, right? He really kind of took our development from where we was with Coach Limegrove to the next level in terms of just understanding our piece within the offense and the why, and really was big on his guys understanding the why behind our blocking concepts and things of that nature and why we did what we did. So now I love the mix of those two. I got asked that question, like who my coaching style is more resembles, and I would have to say is both, like a good blend of both, where I want my guys to know the big picture, but I'm also really, really anal on communication. And you know, to me, the biggest thing is if those 5 guys can work as one with good technique and grittiness and controlled aggression, we can make we can make it right. We'll make it right.
Sure, sure. All right, last one. I always like to finish on this one. If there's one coach you could work with that you've never worked with before, who would it be and why?
It probably would be somebody like Mario Cristobal.
Hmm.
Another brilliant offensive lineman through and through.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that's interesting about O-line is like once you get the bug for it and once you really submit to what it means to be an O-lineman and not taking the credit on the front end, it really becomes addictive. It's so I would love to work with Coach Cristobal. It's just icing on the cake that he happens to be at Coral Gables currently. So that wouldn't be a
Right.
terrible place to live.
Right.
Yeah, no, that would be pretty awesome to learn under his tutelage.
No doubt. No doubt. Right. Cool. Well, I appreciate the time. It's been great to meet you and get to know you a little bit better here.
Thank you, Pat, man. I appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you, Coach.